boy Chris here from On The Rise Imports, and today we are actually working on my new daily that I'm going to be having. It's a 98 Honda Civic. Been having this for around since November, so a couple months now. What, March? So yeah, like 5 months, I don't know, somewhere around there. And we're actually going to be doing a stage 1 clutch to it. So this clutch is actually going out. It's the original clutch on the actual car itself. So we're probably going to be making like a 2 or 3 part video of actually doing the clutch on this car, like I said, and we're also doing like the flywheel, all that other good stuff. Has a cold air intake that I put on already, did a head gasket, but now, you know, to start it off, everything, we're just going to take off the tires off, and then we're going to go from there. Let's go. Tires off on both sides, this side too. So this is the cold air intake that I did. Still movable. I didn't put that bracket right here. I didn't know where to put it. It was kind of flimsy. Ordered the thing off of eBay. Did the fuel filter. We also did the valve cover, not the valve, oh yeah, we did the valve cover gasket too, and the head gasket. But we're still leaking from over here too as well, from the actual VTEC solenoid right here. But anyway, so what we're gonna start with is removing the cover right here. And then once we're done removing the cover, we're gonna disconnect the actual, I can't even think about it, the exhaust from the actual header itself. We're gonna have to unbolt it from right there and from right here. But thank God we have an air compressor for that, so that's just gonna drop right on out. And then from there, we're gonna do the ball joint. Gonna get the ball joint disconnected, and then get the axle nut off, and then get that disassembled so we could actually pull the axles out. And then once we're done from there, then we can start taking off the sleeve cylinder and everything like that. So let's go. So while the air compressor is building air right now, it's always good to have some air tools. What I normally like to do is I like to buy these moving blankets from Harbor Freight for like $1.99. I picked one up today. You know, so when you're actually laying on the ground, your back doesn't get hurt, scratched up, anything like that. It supports a little bit of padding because it is a moving blanket, so it's pretty thick. So while that's building air, like I said, we're going to be taking off the exhaust manifold, or the exhaust itself, the downpipes, whatever you want to call them. Other side, right there. And then there's also a bolt right here. Well, there's 2 of them that actually hold the flange, I guess, for the actual downpipe. And then you got 2 bolts right here. So let's get this one removed right here real quick, and then we'll start on these back ones. So you get these 2 out, then you get one that's actually, give me just a moment, that's actually right here. And then you get those 3 up there. This whole thing should just drop out with ease. So now we're gonna take this whole plastic covering that goes all the way across down just to give us some more space. But I mean, at least there was no exhaust leak from right here, just a massive oil leak from the actual oil pan itself right here. So let's go. Now you can see that this plate that was right here is off. You could actually see the cold air intake, this little housing right here. It's like Iron Man theme. So now that we got everything off right here, now we're gonna start on the actual ball joint and the axle nut itself. Hopefully I actually got the socket for that. And then we're gonna do that side, pull the axles, everything like that. And then that's when we can start pulling off the sleeves right here. The sleeve, I'm sorry, right here. So now, like I said, how we're working on this, I pulled this axle nut off already, but the compressor is kind of old, so it takes a little bit longer and it runs out of air pretty quick. So now I'm working on this one right here. So once we get these ones off, we're gonna take off the lower ball joint nuts, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. Right there, and then the nut that's actually currently right here that holds the ball joint on. And if we go to the other side, this one's off too, and then so is the bottom one. So now we gotta pry that down so then that this could come this way and vice versa on the other side. So in order to get this actual whole thing off, you do have to take off the tie rod, which is right here, and you actually do have to take this lower ball joint out. What you do is you just keep smacking this control arm really, really hard, and it should pop right out. As soon as you're done with that, you're going to get this axle out by taking a pry bar. And if you see this seam right here, there's like a little gap in between it, and you're going to just pry it out of there, and you're gonna do it like on the same side over there. So you're gonna do the same method, take out the tie rod, lower ball joint. I thought it was just one or the other, but it's actually both of them that you gotta take out, which I didn't know about. I had to talk to my dad. And then you pull this one out, the other one comes out. So now that that's done, we are actually going to pull out the starter, which is right here. Oh, you can't see it. Which is right here. So we're gonna get started on that. So let's pull out the master cylinder sleeve, and then the clutch sleeve, whatever you wanna call it. And then I pulled these 2 bolts out right here. So now it's just completely hanging. I got the negative tie down, or grounding cable down. And then now I'm gonna pull out the starter over here. There's one bolt down in there, and then there's one behind it somewhere underneath here. So then we're gonna get that. Hey, I found a socket. I didn't even know that was in here. I don't even know if that's mine. So I got that, and then now I just gotta pull out the starter. So let's go. Now it's ready to actually pull the whole thing. So we actually unplugged that wire back there. We took the sleeve cylinder off, took off everything right there. The actual starters right here. And then when you come down under here, boys, we already drained the fluid. And then there's a linkage back there that we undone already. And then there's one right here, so this one could all just drop out, and then when we pull the tranny, we could just pull this with it. I'm not gonna pop out that because there's no reason to. But there is a couple bolts on here. There's some bigger bolts that we're gonna have to get to. So let's go with the other bolts getting taken out because it was just too much. But as you can see, it's just all the bow housing bolts that are around. And then you gotta loosen up 2 bolts that are on the back, what do you call it? Engine transmission holder. And then this is what the actual transmission looks like itself. Man, this throwout bearing is gone. This is the original clutch and original throwout bearing from 98. The lady I bought it from bought it brand new. The clutch was all fucked off too, so yeah, let's start cleaning this up. Let's go.